So there's this one time at work, Josh and I were working, making a big box tower. I'd say it was like 7 or 8 feet tall. We used a ladder. These were boxes that were not supposed to be broken or dented. Pretty much they were supposed to be kept in very good condition. This one kid was at work with us that day that we just met, and so we're like, hey, dude, we got this awesome idea. We're gonna put you in the chair, in a rolly chair, and we're just gonna push you as fast as we can into all these boxes. We get him in the chair, he's sitting in the chair, and we just launch him into these boxes. And so he just goes and hits the boxes full speed and just flies out of the chair. And he hit his head, and he didn't make it. He didn't make it to the end of the course. Just got back from watering some flowers. You can see by my hair. It was pretty intense. The hose sprayed me a few times. I ran through a sprinkler. I have my own odd job business. It started from my cousin John Dyer. Shout out John Dyer. I've done many different jobs. Sometimes I don't really know what I'm doing, so I kind of just make stuff up, pretend to look like I know what I'm doing, because that's my job. I specialize in everything. I've watered flowers, I've cleaned gutters, I've trimmed bushes, I've worked for a moving company. I do lots of different things. People just hear about me and they're just like, hey, are you the odd job man? I say, yeah, I am the odd job man. It's exactly how it works. Just call me up and say, hey, I got a job. Can you do it? And I will say, yes, I can. Or if I can't, I'll say, yes, I can. Yes, I have. I've messed up few of my odd jobs. So there's one time I was working for someone, and I was told to pull out all the weeds in their yard. I don't know really which are weeds and which are flowers, because the weeds look like flowers, I guess. I was expecting it to be more obvious. I go in their backyard and I was like, oh, I got some gloves in my car. I didn't have gloves in my car, but I just needed to stall. It would be stupid for me to ask which were weeds and flowers because I was the one working. Why would they hire me if I didn't know? So I go to my car and I'm pretending to look in my trunk, and the whole time I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Eventually I get back there and there's this other guy working there who was trimming these trees, and I was like, hey man, you look like you know what you're doing. How do I tell the weeds from the flowers? But he starts pulling them out, and I was like, hey, this is my job. Don't do my job. He's got to go. So I'm just standing there walking around, like digging through the plants, not pulling anything out, making it look like I know what I'm doing. So for like 20 minutes, I'm not pulling out anything. She comes back there, and she's like, do you know what you're doing? And I said, yeah, kind of. Actually, which ones are the weeds? So she shows me a few of them. Okay, I got this. So I'm just pulling them out, and I get around to these other weeds. I take a shovel. It was a giant weed. I took my shovel and I just pulled it out and I've set it down on the porch. And then she comes around and she's like, Chris, you just pulled out my flowers.